She used to answer the question before anybody even asked it. What did you do this weekend? And immediately, almost automatically, she would laugh nervously and say, "Oh, nothing serious. I was just at home. I did not really do anything." The apology was already baked into the sentence. Not because anybody accused her, not because anybody insulted her, but because somewhere along the line, she had started believing that resting without earning it first was laziness wearing lip gloss. And once a person starts believing their worth is attached to productivity, rest begins to feel illegal. That was the real problem. Not the tiredness, not even the burnout. The real issue was that she no longer knew who she was when she was not useful to somebody. Her name was Claire, 34, corporate lawyer, 2 children, a husband who traveled constantly for work, and somehow still thought mental load was an app people downloaded. Claire's calendar looked like a hostage situation. Everything color-coded, everything scheduled, everything urgent, client calls, school runs, meal prep, laundry, emails answered from the bathroom because apparently capitalism now follows people into toilets. Even her relaxation was stressful. She once booked a massage and spent the entire massage replying Slack messages with one eye open like a soldier in enemy territory. The massage therapist finally said, "Madam, are you fighting a war?" Claire laughed, but something about the question stayed with her because the truth, it did feel like war. A quiet one, the kind fought by women who smile through exhaustion so convincingly that nobody realizes they are drowning. And the scary part? Everybody praised her for it. That is how burnout seduces people. At first, it looks like ambition. People clap for you while you destroy yourself. You are such a hard worker. I do not know how you do it. You are superwoman. Nobody says, you look chronically stressed. You have not sat down properly in 6 months. Your nervous system is screaming. No, they reward the performance. And Claire had become very good at performing competence while quietly falling apart. One Tuesday afternoon, she forgot her own son's school presentation. Not because she did not care. That was what hurt the most. She cared deeply. But her brain had become overcrowded. Too many tabs open. Too many demands, too many invisible tasks. Her son stood at the school gate holding his little cardboard solar system project, while other parents crowded around taking photos. Claire arrived 40 minutes late, sweating, apologizing, carrying 2 phones and guilt heavy enough to sink a boat. Her son smiled anyway. Children are painfully gracious sometimes. "It is okay, Mom." That sentence almost broke her, because it was not okay, and she knew it. That night, after everybody slept, Claire sat alone in the kitchen, eating cold pasta directly from the pot because she was too tired to plate food properly. And for the first time in years, the silence cornered her. No emails, no notifications, no meetings. Just her, and the terrifying realization that she could not remember the last time she had rested without guilt attached to it. Not vacation, not scrolling TikTok until 2 a.m., not collapsing unconscious from exhaustion. Actual rest. The kind where your body unclenches. The kind where your brain stops vibrating. The kind where you are not secretly planning tomorrow while pretending to relax today. She could not remember. A week later, Claire did something tiny that changed her life. Not dramatic, not cinematic. She took a Friday off work and told nobody why. No spa day, no girls trip, no productivity plan disguised as self-care. Just one quiet day at home. The first few hours were awful. Rest feels uncomfortable when your body has been trained to associate stillness with guilt. She kept trying to invent tasks. Maybe clean the kitchen, maybe reorganize the wardrobe, maybe answer emails quickly. Busy people do this all the time. They turn rest into another assignment because silence exposes things. And Claire was beginning to understand. She had been running partly because she was afraid of what the silence might say back. By afternoon, something strange happened. She fell asleep on the sofa. Not the accidental exhaustion crash where your body shuts down because it has no remaining battery life. Real sleep, deep sleep, the kind children have. She woke up 3 hours later confused, then emotional. Not sad exactly, just cracked open somehow. Like her body had been begging for mercy for years, and somebody had finally listened. She started crying quietly into the blanket, and what frightened her most was this. She had forgotten this was what being human felt like. Genesis 2:2 says, "By the 7th day, God had finished the work he had been doing. So on the 7th day, he rested from all his work." Sit with that for a second. God rested, not because he was tired, not because heaven ran out of energy drinks. Not because creation exhausted him. He rested because rest was built into the design before humanity even arrived, which means rest is not weakness. It is architecture. The Hebrew word there is shabat, to cease, to stop intentionally, not collapse, not quit forever. Stop on purpose. That changes everything, because many people are not resting intentionally. They are breaking down accidentally. Those are not the same thing. Claire started experimenting after that Friday. Tiny things first. She stopped answering emails in bed. That alone felt illegal. She began taking walks without podcasts playing in her ears every second. And let me tell you something funny. The first walk nearly drove her mad. Because when your brain gets addicted to constant stimulation, silence feels suspicious. She walked through the park hearing birds and children and wind and thought, why is this so uncomfortable? Because she had forgotten how to exist without input. Modern life has turned people into emotional airport terminals. Always receiving, always processing, always overstimulated. Notifications, news, messages, deadlines, algorithms screaming for attention every waking second. Even boredom is endangered now. And boredom used to be where imagination lived. One evening, her friend Hannah called and said, "Babe, what are you doing tonight?" Claire said, "Nothing. I am resting." Dead silence. Then Hannah laughed nervously like Claire had confessed to tax fraud. "You mean you are free?" "No, I mean I am resting." That distinction mattered because free suggests availability. Rest suggests boundaries. And women especially are conditioned to believe every free moment belongs to somebody else. The children, the office, the church, the family group chat that somehow becomes active only when you finally sit down. Everybody gets a piece. And somewhere in the middle of all that giving, many women disappear from themselves completely. The thing nobody tells you about rest is that it exposes grief too, because once Claire slowed down, she started noticing how tired she had truly become. Not physically only, soul tired, the kind of tired sleep alone cannot fix immediately. There were dreams she abandoned, conversations she never processed, anger she swallowed politely for years, because functioning women are rewarded while emotionally honest women are called difficult. Rest started bringing things to the surface, and strangely enough, that was healing too. There is research from the University of Michigan on something called attention restoration theory. Sounds academic and boring until you realize it explains why your brain feels fried after endless productivity. The human brain was never designed for non-stop directed attention, meaning constant focus, constant tasks, constant problem solving. The brain needs periods of soft fascination, walks, nature, music, unstructured quiet, moments where attention loosens instead of clenches. Without those moments, the mind starts deteriorating under pressure, which explains why so many people are technically functioning but emotionally crispy. Claire noticed something else too. Her children relaxed more when she relaxed. That shocked her. One Saturday morning, she was lying on the couch reading while rain tapped softly against the windows. Her daughter climbed beside her with a blanket and whispered dramatically, "Mommy, I am doing resting too." Claire nearly laughed herself unconscious. Doing resting. But children learn identity by observation, and suddenly Claire realized something huge. Her children had spent years watching a woman who never stopped moving. What had that taught them about adulthood? About worth? About womanhood? About the body? Because children do not become what you say. They absorb what you model. There is a reason exhausted people are easier to manipulate. Tired people stop questioning things. They accept unhealthy relationships longer, accept toxic workplaces longer, accept spiritual emptiness longer. Exhaustion reduces discernment. That is why rest is deeply spiritual. A rested mind can hear clearly. A rested soul notices things. A rested person says, "No, this is unhealthy. I cannot keep living like this." Burnout keeps people surviving. Rest gives people enough clarity to start living again. And somewhere in the middle of that year, Claire stopped apologizing completely. "What did you do this weekend?" "I rested." No nervous laughter, no explanation, no productivity attached to justify it, just truth. And oddly enough, people started reacting strangely. Some admired it, some judged it, some became defensive, because rested people unintentionally expose how exhausted everybody else is. One Sunday after church, an older woman pulled Claire aside and whispered, "You always seem peaceful lately. What changed?" Claire smiled and said, "I stopped treating exhaustion like a personality trait." The woman blinked, then laughed so hard she nearly spilled her tea. But later she quietly said, "I think I have been tired for 20 years. That sentence sat heavy between them because many people have, not just physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, running on fumes so long they no longer remember what fullness feels like. And here is the wild part. Claire's work actually improved. Not overnight miracle improved, not CEO at 25 motivational speaker nonsense, but she became sharper, more focused, less emotionally reactive, more creative. Because rest is not anti-productivity. Rest is maintenance. Even machines require downtime. Your phone overheats if overused. Your laptop starts glitching. But somehow humans think they can outrun biology through vibes and caffeine. No, the body always collects its debt eventually. Always. There is another detail in Genesis people miss. God blessed the seventh day, not the first six. The resting day, which means heaven attached blessing to stopping too. That changes the theology entirely. Because many people secretly believe God only values them when they are producing. But the first thing humanity experienced after creation was not work. It was rest with God. Adam was created on the sixth day, meaning his first full day alive was Sabbath. Before he worked, before he achieved, before he proved anything, he rested, loved before labor. That will preach all by itself. Claire started creating tiny rituals around rest after that. Candles on Friday nights, no emails after 8 p.m., Sunday afternoon naps without guilt, and one very controversial rule. She stopped glorifying busyness and conversation. You know how people bond now by competing over who is more exhausted? Girl, I slept 3 hours. I have not eaten all day. I am running on coffee and trauma. Everybody laughs. But under the joke is a culture slowly normalizing self-destruction. Claire quietly opted out, and at first people found it weird, but eventually something beautiful happened. Other women started admitting they were tired too. Not cute tired, real tired, marriage tired, motherhood tired, career tired, existing in this economy tired. And suddenly, conversations became honest instead of performative. One night her son asked her, "Mom, why do you rest more now?" And Claire answered carefully, because children build their understanding of life from ordinary conversations like this. She said, "Because people are not machines, and God did not make us to run until we break." Her son thought for a moment and nodded like this was obvious information humanity somehow misplaced. Children really humble adults sometimes. So if you are listening to this while exhausted, while answering emails at midnight, while calling burnout ambition because it sounds prettier, hear me carefully. Rest is not laziness. Rest is stewardship. Your body is not a rental car. Your nervous system is not community property. Your soul was never designed to survive permanently in emergency mode. And maybe the most rebellious thing you can do in a world obsessed with productivity is sit down without guilt, without apology, without needing to earn it first. Step 1, stop insulting your own rest. The nap was rest. The quiet walk was rest. The hour staring at rain through the window was rest. Name it properly, because what you refuse to name, you usually refuse to value. Step 2, create 1 hour this week with no agenda attached to it. No optimization, no productive self-care, no multitasking nonsense, just space. At first, your brain will twitch like a Wi-Fi router reconnecting to heaven. That is normal. Stay there anyway. Step 3, next time somebody asks what you did over the weekend, try saying, "I rested," then stop talking. Do not explain it. Do not decorate it. Do not apologize for it. Just let the sentence exist. The discomfort that follows does not belong to you. Claire's daughter is 6 now. Sometimes on Saturday mornings, she wraps herself dramatically in blankets and announces, "I am having a peaceful day." And every single time Claire smiles. Because children who learn rest early often become adults who do not need burnout to teach it to them later. And that might be one of the greatest inheritances a parent can give. You do not need permission to rest. The rhythm was already written into creation before you arrived. The maker himself stopped. Maybe you should too. If something in this landed somewhere tender, if your body, your spirit, something inside you just exhaled, stay with that for a second. Don't scroll past it. Hit like, because there's someone out there who's been running on empty, treating their temple like it doesn't matter. And this might be exactly what finds them. Share it with that friend who needs permission to slow down and take care of herself. The one who hasn't heard the word speak to her body like this before. And subscribe to Bible Rebooted. We're not here to make you feel inspired for 5 minutes. We're here to give you the truth and show you how to live inside it. It's your girl, Sophia Stan, signing out. Like, subscribe and stream the music.
My strength, not by my hand. He conquered death so I could stand. This joy is mine, this peace is free. Because the one who conquered